Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والعاقبة للمتقين، ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأولين والآخرين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وبعد. All praise due to Allah alone. We will praise Him and we seek His help. Whomsoever Allah guides is the truly guided one, and whomsoever Allah leaves astray, no one can show him guidance. May the best peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dear brothers and sisters everywhere, happy Ramadan and blessed and accepted ta'ah and obedience during the blessed month of Ramadan. Allahumma ameen. A couple days ago we started the blessed month of Ramadan, and that's why our schedule has been changed to suit people in most of the countries who will be watching us right before iftar. For this season, let me remind you with our phone numbers, beginning with area code 0020238555248 or 249. I understand that most of the time we'll be getting questions about fasting, about i'tikaf, Taraweeh and the zakah and so on. This is understood. But also we'll be more than happy, inshallah, to take questions pertaining other subjects. Do not forget our email address for those who would like to drop us their questions via email. Email address is ask@huda.tv, and also our Facebook address, which should appear on the screen. We already have some questions that we received pertaining the month of Ramadan. Brother Sayyid Salman has a typical question that we receive normally every year during Ramadan. The question is, if I begin fasting in one country and then I travel home or whatever to any other country, to my native country or any other country, and this results in my fasting 31 days, should I fast an additional day or should I limit myself to 30 days? This picture the brother is speaking about is somebody who is residing or visiting one country or working in one country, and they sighted the moon a day earlier than his home country. Accordingly, there is a great possibility that they may break their fast after 29 days or 30 days. Let's say 30 days. And in this case, if Ramadan is 30 days and his country, his home country or the country he is traveling to after the beginning of Ramadan, and he's going to spend the last few days of Ramadan there until he witnesses Eid, is also fasting for 30 days. That will result in that they will be fasting a day after the day that the people or the country which he began fasting Ramadan is with. So in this case, he will end up fasting 31 days and sometimes even 32 days. Would he break his fast according to the country in which he began Ramadan? No. Why? We'll answer this after this phone call, inshaAllah Azza Jal, and we'll shed some light on a very interesting hadith. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Fawziya from Qatar, Assalamu alaikum and happy Ramadan.
Jazakumullahu khair, Ramadan Kareem.
Wa jazakum, barakallahu fiki.
Dr. Sheikh Salah, I have a question about offering sunnah, because sunnah before Zohar Salah.
Nah.
And in 4 rakats. Is it 2 by 2 or it can offer together as 4 rakats?
Okay.
Okay. And the next question is regarding Salatul Witr. Okay, so there are, yesterday I had a discussion with one of our family members. He said that there are 5 different ways of offering Salatul Witr.
No.
And which is the best way? Usually we offer 2 plus 1, yani 2 rakats, then 1 rakah.
No.
And 2 rakats we sit for tashahhud, we do taslim, and then we offer 1 rakat.
Okay.
Okay, and he said we can do 3 together, sitting for tashahhud, and then you can stand up for the third rakat, and then you can do your dua qunut, and then you can go for ruku'ah.
I will explain all of that, inshallah. Do you have any other questions?
Jazakumullahu khair.
Barakallahu fiki. Thank you, Sister Fawziya from Qatar. Brother Muhammad from Qatar, Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Brother Muhammad?
I am fine, thank you. Jazakallah khair. And how are you, Sheikh?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah, and I'm fasting too.
Yeah. I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, barakallah fiki. Go ahead, Brother Muhammad.
I have 2 questions.
Naam, I'm listening.
First question is about dua in sajda.
Okay.
Okay, sajda in, if we can we ask dua in sajda without pray? If we, without praying, we go to sajda and is it allowed to ask dua? Without pray. If you want to ask dua, without raising hand, go and sajda and ask in dua.
Okay.
And second question is about zakat.
Now.
I want to know the zakat for the gold nisab. And I told my wife to pay zakat for herself. Don't ask me for the zakat. Then she told, you are my husband, so you have to pay zakat on behalf of me. So I want a clear
okay.
answer.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Muhammad from Qatar. Barakallah fi. Sister Fawziya from Qatar asked earlier about offering the sunnah before dhuhr. We know from the hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever observes 12 rak'ahs, voluntary prayers every day, Allah will build a house for him in paradise. Or it's even mentioned in the passive like a house will be built for him in paradise. And obviously Allah will build it for him. And the explanation of these 12 rak'ahs are as follows: 4 before dhuhr, 2 after dhuhr, 2 after maghrib, 2 after isha, and 2 before fajr. And there is another hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ says that whoever offers 4 before dhuhr and 4 after dhuhr, Allah will forbid fire from touching his flesh. The best form to pray any voluntary prayer, whether during the day or night, is 2 by 2. This is general for any sunnah, for any nafil prayer. In one sound hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, Salatul layli mathna mathna. The night prayer to be offered 2 by 2. It can be offered in different forms, like 4 all together, or the person can just stand up in prayer as long as he wants, all connected. But the best and the most ideal form is 2 by 2. And there is another hadith where there is an addition which says Salatul Layli wan Nahar. So praying voluntarily during the day or night, it is best to be offered 2 by 2. Okay? Barakallahu fiki. The witr prayer has different forms. The most sound and the best form is if you are praying 3 rak'ahs, which to pray 2 with tashahhud and taslim, then you get up to pray an independent odd rak'ah, 1 single rak'ah, and it's also recommended to do the dua of the qunut after rising up from the ruku'. But the Prophet ﷺ also approved praying them 3 all together. This is pertaining praying the witr 3 rak'ahs, and this is where the confusion in the mind of certain people, because of an opinion in one of the madhahib, this is in the Hanafi madhab, where witr is prayed in a way that is similar to praying maghrib. 1, 2, then middle tashahhud, then no taslim, then you get up and you pray the 3rd rak'ah. And this form is the form where there is a sound hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ forbid his companions from praying the witr in a way that is similar to praying maghrib. لا تشبه الوتر بالمغرب. This is a text of the hadith. So the most ideal is 2 tashahhud taslim, then 1 by itself. Or you can pray 3 all together, and in this case there is no middle tashahhud. You can pray 5, that if you are going to pray witr more than 3. 5 with tashahhud after the 4th rak'ah. 7 with tashahud after the 7th rak'ah and another tashahud and taslim by the end. You can pray 9 rak'ahs as well, and so on. Barakallahu fiki, Sister Fawzia. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad. Brother Shuaib from United Arab Emirates. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Ramadan Kareem, Sheikh.
Jazakallahu khairan. Thank you so much. Happy Ramadan to you and to your family.
Thank you so much. I have 3 questions.
Naam.
Is that okay? Okay, the first question is about expiation of oaths. How do I expiate oaths?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Oaths, oaths, for example, if I swear by
Okay,
Allah,
an expiation for the oath.
yeah, any situation, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. How do I expiate that if I'm unable to fulfill it?
Okay.
Okay. The second question is about vows. For example, if I say I will never do this sin again, but I fall into it, is this considered? Do I have to give an expiation to this? Vow?
Okay.
Okay. And the third question is about ghusl. After ghusl, is it necessary for me to make wudu if I want to pray?
Okay. That's 3 questions. Barakallah fikum, Shuaib.
That's all. Thank you so much.
Wa jazakum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Barakallah fikum. Before I take further questions, I want to go back to the concept of fasting. And if a person ends up fasting an extra day due to the fact that he moved from one country where he initiated the fasting of Ramadan, then to another country where it was fasting a day later, so he ends up fasting 31 days or 32 days, why should he follow his locality? And also vice versa, if he began fasting in a country that began a day later than the country that he's moving to, the second country, and there they end up celebrating Eid on the 28th of Ramadan or the 29th of Ramadan, according to his calculation or to the country which he began fasting in. He must follow his locality. He must fast with them and break his fast and celebrate Eid with them. And that applies to dawn and sunset as well. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said in the sound hadith, صُومُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَأَفْطِرُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ. So we begin fasting once the moon is sighted. And we break our fast and celebrate Eid, and that will be the beginning of the month of Shawwal, once the crescent of Shawwal has been sighted and spotted. So basically, if the person ended up fasting extra, no problem. But less than 28 days, then he must celebrate Eid with them, because it is haram to fast on the Eid day. Even though you'll be fasting lesser number than the least number of days in Ramadan, then you make up those days after the Eid day. So you must begin with the country in which you are in, and also end up with the country in which you are in, whether the whole Ramadan or the fasting and breaking the fast of the single day. And I will explain this after this phone call, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Sister Zainab from United Arab Emirates.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine. And happy Ramadan to all the viewers.
And thank you so much.
My
and to you
question,
too.
Sheikh, is like 3 questions I have.
Yeah.
One is regarding the use of zakat. My husband, real brother, he has a loan from a bank. He took this loan for his marriage. Now he has a child as well. And it's not that he is earning, he has one job, but now it's difficult for him to repay it, the loan. Like it's a break-even sort of situation.
Got it.
So can we give our zakat to pay his loan? Like his brothers can give his zakat to pay his loan, because in any case,
I got the
it's
question, Sister
interest-free.
Zainab. Okay.
And the second thing, one zakat, and from me, like previously I used to work for, for government service. So I had a provident fund in which I had some interest. So I also want to dispose of those interest amount, which I have calculated and separated. So can I give that interest amount to pay off his loan as well?
Have you collected this money already?
Sorry?
Have you collected this money already, the interest money?
I have already collected. Yeah,
Oh.
I have collected.
Okay.
Okay, so just this thing like zakat, the use of zakat and the interest money which I was given, but I was not that time very much sure about the things and what you can say not much aware of this sin. So now I want to get rid of this, inshallah, in this Ramadan. So can I use this money for the best use of this money? Second thing is sahur. Usually if you get up late, it's a time for prayers, like 2 to 3 minutes left. So what is the time allowance for sahur? If we get up late, we sometimes get late for the sahur. And the third is during praying the Jamaat, when Imam recite Alham Sharif, do we have to recite it? We have to say it or we have to stay quiet? Thank you, Jazakallah Shaykh.
When the Imam recites what?
Reciting Alham Sharif, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Okay, you're talking about the opening of the book, Surah
We have to
Al-Fatiha.
recite it, yeah.
Okay, you got 4 questions now. Zainab, from United Arab Emirates. Barakallah fiqh. A very common question. A lot of people will be traveling during Ramadan, going for vacations, traveling from one point to another, and most likely from the Middle East to India to Pakistan to Bangladesh to Sri Lanka to the United States to Canada to Europe, back and forth. So fasting while traveling is optional, even during Ramadan. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ 184 Al-Baqarah. If somebody is sick during Ramadan or happen to be traveling, you have the concession not to fast, to break your fast. Then you make up the same number of days whenever you recover or whenever you settle. If somebody is traveling, you should not just break your fast from home. No, you wait until you leave the city limit or go to the airport, then break it.
Sheikh, what is the meaning of Rabbana gfirli waliwalidayya walilmu'minina yawma yaqumul hisab?
Okay, got your question. Please, next time, Sister Zara, make sure you mute your TV set. It causes disturbance and it develops a lot of echo. Barakallah fikum. And this is, of course, a reminder for all of us. I would take this last phone call in order to be able to answer the pending questions. Muhammad from Egypt, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Barakallah fiq.
For the record, I just wanted to...
I cannot hear you.
Hello?
I cannot hear you.
I said I just wanted to answer your other question, the question you asked about the caller from Nigeria, the Tiju. His name actually means Rashid in Arabic.
Rashid.
Yeah.
You're Nigerian too.
Yeah, I'm Nigerian, alhamdulillah.
Okay, thank you so much for 2 things.
Yeah,
Number 1,
and,
for educating us about the meaning of his name. Number 2, that's not a question, rather is an answer for a question, and this is an unprecedented thing on Ask Huda. Thank you so much, Brother Muhammad from Nigeria. So the Diju means Rashid, which means a wise person or an adult and a mature person. Barakallah fikum, Muhammad. Thank you so much. Very interesting. Al-Ghusl, making ghusl, and after you finish it, do you have to perform wudu in order to be able to pray? It depends. If you're performing ghusl, which is a wajib ghusl, mandatory in order to remove and lift the major impurity, for instance, in this case ghusl will be sufficient. It takes care of both major and minor impurity. You don't have to do another wudu. Unless if accidentally while drying up you touch your private, then in this case you should do another wudu. But if you perform ghusl, wudu is inclusive. But if you're performing a voluntary ghusl for Friday, before going for Jumu'ah, ghusl for Eid, this is not sufficient ghusl to take care of the wudu. You have to perform wudu with the intention of performing wudu. And by the way, you can always do this while in the shower, under the water. You made ghusl, and Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and wash and do the wudu while underwater. And that counts. You don't have to dry up and go out and then wash in the sink in order to be considered like wudu. No, this is not necessarily require. Barakallahu feekum. Similarly, if you're taking a shower for refreshment, it doesn't count as wudu unless if you intend to make wudu with this water. Zainab from United Arab Emirates says that her brother-in-law had taken a loan in order to get married, and he is drowned in his debt, and he doesn't seem like he will be able to settle his debt. Can his brother, who's her husband, pay him his zakah in order to help him out to settle his debt, and he is his brother? Yes, he can. And he will be rewarded for that, and he should begin by that, inshallah, provided that your brother is poor or is in debt that he cannot afford to settle, and the debt was taken for a legitimate cause. So you're helping him to settle the debt and get rid of the interest. Talking about the interest, that was her second question. What to do with it? Get rid of it as soon as possible. Do not put it in the masajid or in buying Quran, or you can, for instance, give it to poor people, yes. An orphanage, yes. Hospital, yes. Public services, yes. But make sure that you do not put it in a place where it should not, you should not invest anything haram in it. And this is not called sadaqah, by the way. This is what I wanted to do, is just get rid of the haram. As-suhoor and its timing. The ayah which I quoted in the beginning, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ means you can eat, you can drink, you can enjoy your wife until you hear the adhan. Or your clock says it's Fajr time. There is nothing called imsak time and Fajr time. Inshallah, next episode I should begin by explaining this in details, because there is a lot of myth in this regard. Until then, brothers and sisters, happy and blessed Ramadan. May Allah accept from all of us and include us in your dua at the time of iftar. وصلى الله على حبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest.